What's poppin', y'all? DaBaby is back to making some moves, moving and shaking. He recently just dropped a fire freestyle over the Like That beat and over a Sexy Red beat. I don't know what the song is. I don't know too many Sexy Red songs. Probably couldn't name more than two. And I'm trying to keep it that way. I'm not going to educate myself in that realm whatsoever. I choose to remain ignorant intentionally. However, right before that, he was invited or paid to do an appearance on this YouTube series called 20v1 by another YouTuber. Now, this isn't like one YouTuber that does this. As far as I can remember, it might have been Sidemen that were doing 20v1s, but this YouTuber Airac that was like close with Mr. Beast, I think he did like 100 dates in 24 hours, and it just continuously changed until it ended up with 20v1. And initially, this was kind of, I wouldn't say like wholesome, but it was normal. They were like, oh, I'll swipe left, I'll swipe right. And then it progressively or regressively got more and more degenerate to the point now where I haven't watched a single 20v1, mind you. Like, I've seen like a clip here and there. I refuse to watch it. It is the most foul stuff ever. You guys probably saw the Boosie clip where he like takes some chick like in another room. It's horrendous. So they started paying rappers to show up, and they paid DaBaby, paid him 20 bands, and then DaBaby ends up leaving. So the YouTuber, whose name is LaMike Jr., said the following. He said, I lost 20K today. DaBaby ran of with 20K I paid him for a video. I did everything I was supposed to do. Please don't scam me, bro. This is my livelihood. This was supposed to be my blow-up video. My way out. How I'm supposed to make it out if I lose all my videos? I'm 19, bro. Please. God, why does everything have to go bad? I don't even have a full video. I spent my last on that, and this happens? Why me, God? What did I do? DaBaby, please don't run off with my bag, please. I'll fix whatever you need, bro. That was my last. This my dream. I was working towards this just for it to be taken away from me again. Please come through, blah, blah, blah. This guy starts talking about his grandma, too. This is the crazy part. The guy starts saying, yeah, you know, that my grandma gave me that. I had 10K and my grandma gave me 20K. My grandma's, she's dying of cancer, and this was the last video. She wanted to see this video. The audacity that some people have to lie on their grandma like that. Maybe he's got a different grandma, right? Like, let's be a little bit open-minded. Let me open my mind, right? Maybe he's got a different type of grandma. But all I know is the majority of grandmas, number one, giving you 10 bands to do a video is like, okay, maybe she's a supportive grandma. Oh, my son's doing his business. But you're saying she wanted to see this video. A 20v1? All I know is that my grandmother, probably your grandmother, she'd be given a heart attack by seeing the way these 20v1s move, end her life way quicker than the cancer would. 20v1? What grandma wants to see this? And just the level of degeneracy that was on here, because DaBaby left because they were asking some weird questions and trying to make him look a certain way. So they were saying like, oh, you a professional fart sucker or something like that, which is beyond disgusting. Like, absolutely gross. And they kept saying that to DaBaby, and DaBaby's like, yo, like, don't play with me like that. And eventually he just walked off, which I get from DaBaby's perspective. And we've been critical of DaBaby here before. So I'm going to play DaBaby's response.
30, young nigga want to know the idea. Go to idea, young nigga. Because I'm feeling good tonight. I'm on some other shit. You see what I'm saying? I was on some other shit the other night, too. That's why I just left peacefully. I said, this is preposterous. I'm out of here. But since, you know, you getting on here and you making your little story up and all that, and now you got people playing with my name. Like I just came and just robbed you. Check this what we gonna do. I'm gonna take the $20,000 that you gave me for my time for that hour plus that I spent in up. And I'm gonna give $1,000 a piece to them 20 girls that you paid to let a lame nigga like you disrespect them. You know what I'm saying? For that little YouTube check. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get that $20,000 that you gave me. I'm gonna give it to them girls, them queens. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't need to be having no lame ass nigga like you play with them. Know it.
So that was DaBaby's response. I was a little bit shocked that they could get DaBaby for 20 bands. That's not bad. That means he'd probably be willing to do an interview for less than that. Not that I would pay him that. I'm not gonna play you guys the video clip of the YouTuber responding because he says more of the same thing, and there's music behind it, which I think is copyrighted. And he just goes on to say, man, you know, like that 20K might not have been a lot to you, but I dropped out of school for this. Like, this was supposed to be my way out. I don't got a job. This is all I do. What? So because someone takes a crazy risk, all right, Let me just balance this out first before I go on this tangent. There needs to be a matching of not outcomes, but how people expect something to go. So if you're DaBaby, right? He's probably seen like a 20v1 or something like that. He probably thought it was just like some dating thing. His manager set it up. So DaBaby is going in there one way. He's like, okay, I'm about to do this kind of like dating video. That's pretty cool. That's probably how he's coming into it. They're coming into it like, oh, we need a viral moment of DaBaby so that this goes crazy and we can get a return on our investment, go viral, whatever the case may be. And that includes embarrassing him. So you're inviting some guy on to potentially embarrass him. Like what they were saying to him, not only is it embarrassing, but you're putting certain attributes onto him that not only does he not want, but he's not with, and that would hurt his brand. Now imagine if the headlines after the video are like, yo, DaBaby admits, or DaBaby professional fart sucker, ha 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 ha. Like it's all funny for you, but for DaBaby's brand, that looks crazy. The guy's trying to shake back from having fell off the past couple of years. He even talks about it in the Like That freestyle. He's like, I used to get 300K back in 2020. Now I just got 150K. Like I need to get back up to where I was. So putting his brand in that position, you're harming his brand. And is the 20K worth you harming his brand? On top of that, there's the aspect of time, right? So DaBaby went over there. He did some part of the video. It's not like he just walked, picked up the bag, and left. He did something, and then he left. So now you can argue, well, should he have given back a portion of the money? What was the paperwork like? I don't even know if these guys signed any paperwork or a contract. Which is, if this is your last 20K, you would think to invest, what, $1,000? I don't know how much it would cost to get at least an agreement drafted up to protect yourself. Like, hey, you get this much of the money if you contribute this much, and to get the full amount, you have to stay here the entire time, whatever the case may be. I just try not to let my bias of me believing and seeing this as completely degenerate content that destroys society cloud my judgment of, I wouldn't say feeling bad for the dude, because I kind of don't, because he's trying to put himself in this victim position, and whenever I see a guy do that, it just doesn't look right. Like, if it was a chick doing this, we'd probably be like, damn, like, DaBaby, give her back her money. And the problem with all of this, too, is the chick says, hey, they told me to ask that question. So this is what happens when content regresses in this way. So it starts off with, like, a wholesome, like, 100 dates in 24 hours video, right? And then it's like, oh, a 20v1 video. And then it's like, oh, a Tinder swipe video in real life. And then it's, oh, wait, actually, it's a Tinder swipe video in real life with OF chicks. That's like first, I guess, Stairway to Hell. We're not, no Nirvana Stairway to Heaven, we're taking Stairway to Hell. So that's the first step towards hell. Then people do that more. It gets a little bit saturated. Now they start to bring in chicks that are willing to say even crazier stuff. And then eventually it gets to the point where they start having to script the questions and answers and actions for the chicks to be able to compete with how outrageous and raunchy the previous ones were. It's kind of like how pranks on YouTube used to be. It started off like people doing fun pranks that are harmless, like Ed Bassmaster back in the day, maybe those like phone call pranks, etc. Eventually doing those pranks in real life, it got to a point where people are like, yo, I'm filming for 10 hours to get like one reaction or one crazy reaction, because the reactions have to be crazier than the other videos in your niche. So they started saying, yo, screw this. We can film this in 2 hours if we just get some actors and fake the whole thing. So they started faking the whole thing. So these videos, I don't know if they're fake, because the rapper or the person that's the guy or the girl, the person that's the one in the 20v1, they probably don't know that they're being asked these questions. So they're getting genuine reactions out of them, but they're scripting it on the other side, whereas the majority of the audience probably doesn't even know this. So I think this was just, number one, mistake of working with a rapper. I will always say that. Unless you've got like some paperwork, unless you sign this rapper to some sort of contract, trusting a rapper with your money could not be me. Could never be me. Number two, doing this type of content. I feel like you could have done you didn't have to go this crazy with DaBaby. And also, one thing I look at is longevity. So this guy, Mike Jr., is not even one of the biggest people in this niche. I don't even think he's that big, because he's like really, really, really trying to make it. So if you're going into a crowded niche like this, where do you see this going? Like, do you think you're just going to keep making 20v1 videos? Actually, yeah, this guy's got about, it looks like he's got 300K subscribers. So are you just going to keep making 20v1s? What are you going to transition this into? Because I see he did a video with NLE Choppa. He's done a lot of these. This is all he's done, largely. Actually, no, he had a couple of different videos back then. But yeah, okay. Well, I guess I can't come at him from that point. I do think it sucks for the dude that he dropped 20K and kind of lost it, and people really don't feel bad. I think DaBaby maybe should have slid him back some bread, but that's expecting more from a rapper than you'll ever get. DaBaby felt disrespected by the entire situation. So I think for him, it's a principle thing. He's like, yo, this guy was trying to play me when I came out there and did an appearance for him. And sure, I got paid for it, but that was my time. And $20K is not that high of an amount to get DaBaby to show up. I'm pretty sure you guys are shocked by like $20K, especially for something that's content that isn't just an interview, because that always leaves a rapper or artist vulnerable to having something clipped that can be weaponized against them by their haters. And that's a dangerous position to be in. Your image is your money, really. So I think he's looking at it like, yo, I kind of tried to do this person a solid and they tried to play me. And DaBaby even talked to the person. He was like, yo, can you just delete that part of the clip, part of the video? And the other guy, which isn't the YouTuber, some guy that was on his team, just kept trying to play him like that. So from DaBaby's perspective, number one, I wouldn't have even showed up if I was DaBaby or if I was on DaBaby's team. Number two, if that did happen and they did end up showing up, I would have paid the guy back some money. I don't know how much, but I also don't know how much it costs for DaBaby to move. So if it costs DaBaby 10 bands to move and he's just got 10 bands left and the guy already got content, keep in mind, if this guy uploaded the video of DaBaby just leaving, it probably would have done more views than anything else that he's ever dropped. Because you guys remember, what video has done the most views? Any Birdman interview ever, or when Birdman walks in to the Breakfast Club for 2 minutes and then leaves? That Birdman walk in and leave has done more than any other interview. So if this guy just uploaded the video of DaBaby walking in there and walking off, and he could have made him look a certain way, he would have probably got way more views than just talking about it on the internet, trying to get his money back. And now everybody's seen the clip. The video's not even out yet. Who knows if the video will even get views? There's probably extra footage and stuff like that, but even if the video was 5 minutes long, it would have got a crazy amount of views, got a lot of eyes on his channel. So it's kind of like capitalizing on a bad situation. If you guys remember Rich the Kid, he walked off on Academics podcast or interview. That went viral. That did a really, really good for him. Anytime somebody walks out, it goes crazy. You just have to use it properly. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got to say about that entire situation. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.